Flosstube friends, it's time for another episode. It's time for another Fun Friday Flosstube weekly update with me and my sticky uppy hair. Sticky uppy. That's keepy uppy. Sorry. Bluey reference. We're big into Bluey in our house. Oh my goodness. I am Annie. Hello. Joy-filled Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and you have reached my channel and video about cross-stitch and other crafty endeavors. We only have cross-stitch today. I'm kind of in a knitting, not knitting. It's a gajillion degrees outside. Knitting is not something I want to be doing right now. Just being honest. I think I'm gonna have to be a seasonal knitter, aka I live in Texas and it's not chilly till like October, November. October if we're lucky, if we are lucky. The first day of fall is usually about 90 still. But anywho, make a long story short, welcome to my video this week. It is video number 109, and it is Friday, June the 18th. Sounds about right. I kind of lose track of days during the summer. I am a teacher, and so I am on summer vacation, and that's the fancy way of saying vacation. I'm on summer break, and so I'm a little bit loopy apparently, and so who knows what this video is gonna bring about. So I hope everybody's had a great week, maybe gotten some stitches in your projects. I will get to life update here in a minute. Let's first do some hugging. I do virtual hugs on this channel, and so we're gonna get our 2 hugs, one on each side, and then we're gonna hug ourselves. It's gonna be a little bit better than that. We're gonna be like, boom. So we're gonna do a hug on this side, hug on this side, hug ourselves. Are you ready? All right, let's get our hugs in. One hug. And we hug ourselves. And yes, I do very much hug my tripod. I pretend it's all of you. So if you are returning for another one of my videos, whether you've been here 1 video or 108 plus videos, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for these videos. If this is your first or second time, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you are chilling with me and listening to me ramble on about my craftiness. So what has been going on this week? Well, let's see. My husband and I celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary last Friday. I filmed in the morning, and then that day we were able to go eat lunch, which was awesome. It's one of my first, not my actual first, but one of my first times in a restaurant. Actually, both times I've been in a restaurant, it's been the same restaurant. And they do a fantastic job at still requiring you to have encouraging you to wear your mask. Here in Texas, it's not a requirement. Encouraging you to wear your mask until you get to your table. They still have partitions up. They still seat people further away. And they have delicious food. And so we went there. We also made a stop in at the Louis Vuitton store to visit my wish list bags. And then, let's see, I stitched some that day. Then over the weekend, we just kind of took it easy. It's been hotter than Hades here. I think every year I forget how hot it gets, but I don't think it actually usually gets this hot until like July. The problem is, we have had high levels of humidity from all the unseasonable rain we got at the end of May, beginning of June. So it's been like rising up. I think that's all gone now. The problem is it's still hot. Hot. You know, my car's reading like 100. Heat index is over 100. I know people in Arizona are so used to this, although they've been unseasonably hot, like hotter than usual right now. So anyway, having some heat issues. In case you didn't hear, Texas is now the place where everybody wants to move to. I don't know why. Lots of corporations, lots of people from California are moving here. And because of that, we're having population surges. In case you are not also familiar, back during Ice-Mageddon in February, when there were people who lost power for 72 hours because ERCOT, which is something, 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 responsibility council. Those need to be taken out of that. Not to get bonkers with this. However, our grid is jacked up. It is not sufficient for the population 5 years ago or even 10 years ago, let alone our population currently, and it's continuing to grow. Big businesses are coming here. I mean, everywhere I look, something is being built on land. Our traffic infrastructure is ridiculously bad. Y'all aren't here for that, but basically they're telling us that we need to conserve. We do conserve in our house. If we're not in the room, the lights are off. We have our air conditioning set at a reasonable number. I think we're at 74, but they're saying they want us to be at 78 during the day. I have medication that says I can't even keep it at that temperature. Like it says like 76 or something like that. Like that's the high temperature range on my medication in my house. I can't even put it at that. And they said, oh, and maybe turn it up to like 82 at night. I won't sleep. I need to be like in a dark, cold cave. I still keep it at the same temperature. But anyway, that being the case, there is a chance that we could end up with some rolling brownouts, rolling blackouts. That didn't go so well in February. It's really not going to go well when you have a bunch of hot, cranky people. Anywho, that isn't what you came here for, but that's part of what I think has been hysterical. And I saw this meme. For those of you who might have been in the generation of Super Mario, specifically Super Mario 3, I played first gen Mario. It's not even called first gen. It was just called Mario. I think it was Mario Brothers. I don't remember. But anyway, it says, remember that level in Super Mario 3 where the sun is trying to kill you? That's today. So that's how I feel today. So anyway, Joyful Little One has been doing a fun day camp at our school. Our school does day camps throughout the summer. She did a day camp last week that was put on by a local Christian camp that goes out in the community and does different camps at different schools and churches and things like that. So that was last week. This week was Lego camp. So it's all about Legos. And so they do Lego themed snacks. They do Lego projects, Lego challenges, perler beads, Lego art projects. I mean, it's so much fun. And her and her little bestie have both been in this camp this week and they have loved it. Oh, dog, you better be quiet. Potter. Hush. Probably because UPS is trying to deliver something to my front porch. Because they don't come until like way late in the evening. All right. So anyhow. And yes, you may be seeing this in the morning and going, wait a minute. She said it was the evening. I'm actually filming this on a Thursday night. And that is because tomorrow, after I drop off Joy-Filled Little One at her day camp, I have big plans to clean my house. And so I want to make sure that I have this filmed for y'all. I do not foresee myself putting many more stitches in any of these projects. It's already 8:30 here. I may put a few more, but what you're going to see would be what you would see tomorrow if I filmed in the morning. And Joyful Little One has been getting up at 6:30 in the morning. She won't get up at 6:30 when I need her to on a school day, but it's summer and she's up at 6:30. Okay, anywho. So this week, I got some stitching in. I basically stitched just in the evening times. I didn't really stitch during the day. I've been doing stuff around the house, going through and organizing stuff, running some errands to get some stuff for classroom next year, yada, yada, yada. But I got to finish. I bought two new starts. I worked on some projects, my Whip Go project, the remaining Whip Go project. So if you were around last week, you know what I finished. I did my 25/7 on Rosetta, so I'm going to show you progress on that. And then I worked a little bit on another project. I have a tiny bit of Joy-Filled Stashy Stash to show you, and I'll chat a tiny bit about plans. But plans are going to be similar next week as they were this week. So let me show you first. Let's show what I stitched. And so let's show my finish. Yay! So I finished Great is Thy Faithfulness. Now, this is finished, not fully finished. I think I have an idea about how I want to fully finish it, but I have not found a piece to fully finish it. So that will come. This is on a piece of 18 count Aida from Mystic Fabrics, and it is just a mystery die. And I started this on January 1st of 2020, and I finished it this week. And it's finished, yay! And so I stitched this in 4 colors of overdyed flosses that are similar to the called for. The called for is all Gentle Arts. However, when I was kitting this up, they were all 4 out of stock. And so I picked some from my stash, my favorite being this dark blue to mid blue. It's a great variegated floss from Color and Cotton in Chimney Sweep, and that is kind of the most prominent color in this design, and I love how it turned out. It's so pretty. I clearly thought this was gonna be bigger. I know it was not going to be bigger, but it's on a gigantic piece of fabric, so I'm going to, when I get ready to finish it, or actually probably when it gets put into my finished drawer, because I have a drawer in my my craft room office, that it's actually an Alex drawer unit from IKEA. It is the I've shown it in my storage video. I have a video where I showed my stitchy storage, and it is the wide one that has kind of the shallow drawers. That one has all my fabric in it, all of my cross stitch fabric. However, I've kind of narrowed it down to where I have just certain counts, and so the top drawer is like finishes. It's getting full, so I may end up with 2 drawers that are finishes. The next drawer is like 14 and 16 count Aida. The next drawer is all 18 count, and it is full. Then the 4th drawer down, am I at 4 now? Yes, is 20 count Aida, and then the other half is just some random like Lugana even weave and like 1 or 2 pieces of linen. And then the bottom drawer has maybe nothing in it right now. I'm not sure. That may have to be more finishes, but I have an idea. I think it's going to be a wall hanging, but again, I have to find that piece, and I have an idea, so I got to find it to make that idea come to life. And I feel like I'm going to need to go to like a thrift store. I went to the Goodwill this week, and it's kind of pitiful, the selection, but it wasn't the good Goodwill that's in my area. So I may need to go to the good Goodwill, the big Goodwill, the super Goodwill. All right, so I had 2 starts this week. The first start is Stitching Book Club's latest book, and it's Little Women, and I love Little Women. So this is the first release. It just came out. I was one of the last to get my email, and that's because she has to do it in batches, and I purchased mine like, you know, not towards the end, because you can still purchase it. But yes, this is the first. I just adore it. And so mine is in the called for DMC or close from my stash. I am stitching this on a piece of Color and Cotton in Tea Leaves. It's an 18 count Aida. The colors are super bright and fun. You'll see like I've had to sub in a few like a fancy floss. There's a couple of fancy flosses I had to sub in because I didn't have the DMC and I was not going to buy it when I have so many amazing fancy flosses. So this is actually still on my Q-snap because maybe I will get some more into this tonight. But this is one, like I just started this yesterday. So it tells you to start 2 inches down, top center, which is a totally different animal starting there. But I've done all of the filigree at the top, and then I've done the topmost color of all the letters of little. So Little. So the next color down on all the letters is here, and then second from the bottom. There's like a little bit of detail. So I should be able to stitch both pieces of that on all the letters, do the little middle detail, and then this is at the bottom again, which is the top of the next row of letters. So actually, it's going to kind of make sense, I think. Anywho, bottom line is, this is adorable. I am going to be, I don't know if I pulled out my copy of Little Women to read, but I'm thinking I may look and see if my library has the audiobook and do the audiobook version. Just because I can listen to it while I'm doing other things. So yeah, I think I may look into that. Okay, so then my other new start is from the 2021 summer issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's the Barbara Anna contribution, and it's incredible. This is Sea Dandelion, and she's adorable. She's a mermaid, but as you can see, she's like a dandelion blowing in the wind. She's a sea dandelion. And so I am stitching this on a 16 count chalkboard Ada. I just started this today being Thursday. And so I just have a tiny bit that I started up in this top left. So these are some of the little like dandelion bubbly kind of things. There are a couple of things I'm doing differently because it does call for DMC. I love her DMC. But I didn't have this color. So I pulled in a gorgeous, I pulled in two because there's dark and light of kind of this orchid color. And so I'm doing Candy Hearts by Color and Cotton and Razzle Dazzle for the darker bits. So you've got the light and the dark, and you can see they're kind of purpley pinks together. And then for her hair and tail, her tail calls for like 4 or 5 different colors. I'm just going to make these 2 colors work, and then same for her hair. And these are both Color and Cotton. This is Belize and this is Caribbean. So gorgeous. And then the rest is just the call for DMC. Like I said, it's on 16 count charcoal Ada. I think I purchased my piece off of 1, 2, 3 Stitch. Or no, I apologize. I believe I purchased this off of Fat Quarter Shop. And it's witched. So it's stiff. It'll stand up on its own. But that's okay. And this is not well set in here. It all fits, but I've got my hoop in here. But this is a super cute Bags by Wendy, like a real small one. And it's got kind of this neat honeycomb, kind of ombre honeycomb. And then the inside is a batik that's bees. Isn't that so cute? Batik bees. So Bags by Wendy. You can find her on Instagram. All right, so let me show you the things that I worked on. So I obviously worked quite a bit on Greatest Thy Faithfulness. Now, my whip go goal on that was 14 days. I finished it in about 7. So about half that. So I'm kind of learning how long it takes me to do certain projects. So this one is my other June whip go. It also has 14 days allotted for it this year as its goal. This is Autumn Tree by Hello from Liz Matthews. I love it. It's on 18 count River Rock from Color and Cotton. And I am stitching it with Classic Colorworks Belle Soie beautiful silk in Harvest. It's got a great variegation. And so I have been trucking along on this. When I started my rotation for Whip Go, I literally had the boat. So I think last week I had this here. So since you saw it last week, I have done the acorn, then the next tier. I've done 3 of the 5 of the kind of quilt stars. Then I've put in half of this tier. I've done part of this squirrel. This is the next tier. And then the bottom is these big like corn stalk kind of things, or wheat stalks. They're like the fractor flowers kind of a thing. And so basically what I've done is I've given myself benchmarks, areas that I can count off of. But I love this. So do I think this will be done during my Whip Go rotation? I think so, because I've only worked just, I don't have my planner by me, but it's only maybe 6 days, 5 days. I don't know. Anyway, so it might be, it might not. I don't know. But my goal is 14 days. If it's not finished in 14 days, that's okay, because I still met my goal. All right, next up, I've been trucking along. I'm behind. It's okay. On Flea Market Flowers, this is a chart by Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet. I started this as part of the Fat Quarter Shop Stitch Along for Flea Market Flowers. I misinterpreted the directions. I should have had section 1 done on June 2nd. I started it on June 2nd and I'm still not done, and that's okay. I did a couple of tweaks to this. The first being I picked my own colors. They are close to the called for, but they're all fancy, variegated, beautiful. So it gives it a more kind of rusticy, you know, like there's softs and hard colors in there. So let me show you. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So gorgeous colors all around. And I am doing this on 14 count gray, light gray gingham Ada. That is from Fabric Flare that I purchased from Fat Quarter Shop. So, it's still on the hoop because I would maybe like to get some in because I'm very close to a finish on the first section. And then I'll move to the second section. I will not be finished, but the amount of stitching that's allotted for each week is a lot. So, since you saw this last, I filled in a little bit of the red. My crab cakes, certain areas of my Classic Colorworks crab cakes are very similar to the lightest color of the red woolen mittens. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I did finish all of the petals of this one. I filled in some of this. I moved down here and I've put in the greenery, done the flower, done this flower. I have one more color of this flower, and then I have the centers. And then I have that to fill in. And then I'm going to move over to the next one. But you can see the light gray Ada. So cute. I'm enjoying this. This is kind of, I don't want to say mindless, but it is kind of mindless. Because like this up here, I can just go fill it in. This is the same repeating. These have the same pattern to them. There's no like question of like, oh wait, that petal's totally different. Nope. This petal is the same as that petal, 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 that petal. The petals are the same. They're just different colors. So, yeah, worked on that. And then the last thing that I've worked on that I'm super bummed about is I've been doing, I do not remember who the initiator of this idea is, so I apologize about that. I heard about it from Michelle Bendy Stitchy about 25/7. So it's working 25 minutes or 25 stitches in a project of your choice, and until it's finished or until you've met some kind of goal on it. So I picked my oldest whip, which is Ink Circles Rosetta. I started this October 26th of 2019, so it's coming up on its second birthday. Do I think it'll be done by then? No, but that's okay. I love this and I will not put it down. Now, I could see where soon I might need to take a break and I can come back to it. I may pick something else for 25/7, but I'm not there yet. I don't want to burn myself out. I think that's the one nice thing about 25/7. I do 25 minutes. I know some people are doing 25 stitches. This is a huge project. I am stitching this on Mystic Fabrics 20 count opalescent Ada in the colorway Snert. This was stitched all in one color of beautiful Gloriana silk, but I could not just be normal. I don't want to say normal. I could not just be chill and pick one color. I had to pick like all the colors. So all of my borders and the like medallions in the middle are in Gentle Art Cinders. Each one of the different medallions are in a different color of Gentle Arts. So I will tell you, spoiler alert, 1, 2, 3, these are all done. I can take these off. Clearly 10 yard skeins when you're using one strand is more than enough for this project. I'm on to this one, which will tell you something. I hit a milestone on this project. I finished the top row. So I am 1/3, a little over 1/3 of the way done. So let me show you where I am right now. So yay! So the top row is finished. So the last time we spoke, I was still over here. I don't think I had closed this in yet. So I got that closed in. And then I think I had somewhat started and I was kind of bouncing back and forth. Well, then I was like, I'm going to finish this. So I believe I had this, and maybe part of this, or I can't really remember exactly. So I finished filling this all in. It's gorgeous. This is Island Blue. It might be one of my new favorites. It's just gorgeous. It goes from like a hunter green to like a cerulean turquoisey blue, peacocky blue. It's gorgeous. So now I've gone back and I completed the bottom half of this like cross motif and then came down here. And then tonight I started on the corn husk. So this is the next one. Let me tell you how genius this is. And I keep saying it every time I show it. Every single one of these large medallions is different. Every single one of these is different. The amount of design work, the amount of creativity and amazing, like, just talent that went into this by Tracy Horner is incredible. So I'm super pumped. I'm going to continue working through my rainbow of medallions. You may notice it's a bit like chunkier over here. That's because when I started this, I started with 2 strands, which is a no-go. And I had asked back in the day, should I rip it out or just keep going? I kept going. And so right here, the top half of this is in 2 strands. The bottom half is in 1 strand. When you're at this distance, which would be the distance you might look at it when it's framed, I can't tell. This is gorgeous. Like, I love looking at it. When I see it up close, I can appreciate the detail. But then when you step back, like when I'm looking at it right here, I'm gushing about this project because it is just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And all I'm doing is putting the X's in. And I pick some funky colors. This is craftsmanship right here. So if you have just the, like, I love ink circles. This is one of the things that has made me love ink circles even more. It's just, this is genius. Genius. There's a lot of genius in the cross stitch world. Tracy Horner is up at the top of my list in terms of genius. I said what I said. Anywho, there was a question on one of my last videos about my headbands. Everybody says, oh, your headbands. They've kind of become a signature. Honestly, it is a way that when it's a bajillion degrees outside, I can keep my hair back and look kind of cutesy. Plus, they match up. So my signature is now the big glasses, which, by the way, I've bought another pair of these before they decide to discontinue the style at Zinni Optical. So, and then my headbands. My favorite headband, which are these with the little top knot. And I have floral ones, and I have this gingham one. I have stripe ones. I have all kinds. Are all from J. Crew. I will say, don't get sticker shock because I don't buy them full price. They are about $29 full price, but they are the best headbands. I can wear one from the moment I wake up until the moment I lay my head down and it not give me pinchy, not give me a headache. Ignore my hair, but like you can see, they're very, like, there's nothing bulky right here. We're going into a little demonstration of the headband. There's not any bulkiness behind the ears. So anyway, I buy a lot of mine through the J. Crew website when they're on sale. See, I've got sticky uppy hair. Lay down. Okay, anyway. Through the J. Crew website when they're on sale. I purchased a lot of mine from the J. Crew factory. I love the ones that are of Liberty of London fabric. I have a like soft spot in my heart for Liberty of London fabric. I love it. So a lot of my floral ones that you see are Liberty of London. I did a massive purchase of about 8 of them from a seller on Poshmark who had them that were brand new. And they had a deal going that was buy 2 for $32. Well, I had 8 in my cart and I asked her to give me a bundle deal. And so I got all 8 of them for I think $100 shipped, which was a great deal. I know you're like, headbands? You spent that on headbands? Yes, when it is a cultivated style and you feel naked without your headband, you buy them. Plus they were beautiful and I loved them. So that's the long answer of headbands are from J. Crew. I used to buy, if you look back at my older videos where I have the ones that have like the little top knot, those are from Claire's. When I found the J. Crew ones, I still have some of the Claire ones, but I cannot stand them as much as I like these. I can't wear them all day. These I can wear all day. All right, it's time for stash. We are running long today. We are over 30 minutes. So it's joy-filled stash time. I'm going to sing my song, but I will tell you it doesn't all fit in the bin because it's 2 big boxes. That's it. It's joy-filled stash time. It's joy-filled stash time. And I will tell you, this is joy-filled stash that's going to lead, that's my address possibly, showing. Lead to a fantastic July. So it's going to be a Bridgerton July because I apparently bought, because I love Bridgerton, I bought a Bridgerton cross-stitch thing and a Bridgerton knitting thing, and they both showed up this week. But what's going to kill me is waiting till the 1st. So the first one that showed up and the one that's open is from Fangirl Fibers. Fangirl Fibers. So Fangirl Fibers, this is the, I'll show you that in just a second. Fangirl Fibers, so it's at Fangirl Fibers, and then you can find her at fangirlfibers.net. So these are the stitch markers, and they're all different Bridgerton. So you've got like Love Conquers All, Flawless, my dear. So no spoilers on that. There is, this says Lady Whistledown wrap pattern by Jessica Anderson will be available on Ravelry June 25th with a code. So I've folded it so you can't see the code. Got a gorgeous lollipop from the Laughing Forest. Got a lilac lotion bar. I got a cute sticker or 2. I got some soak, which is awesome. And then I got in here, and I can't really, it's all beautifully packaged, but basically I have a bunch of envelopes, and like this first one has a full skein, and it says July 1st, 1813, Lady Whistledown's Social Papers. And then you got the second day, July 2nd, 1813, Lady Whistledown's Social Papers. So you've got your letter to read and then your mini skein. So it's got a full skein, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mini skeins. I think that's right. So I'm going to start opening this on July 1st, as instructed by Lady Whistledown herself. And I'm debating, I probably will do it on Insta Stories, but I might save them and compile them and put them here. We shall see. Now the other one I got is from Forbidden Fiber Co. And you may say, but wait, you said you got 1 cross stitch, 1 knitting. This one is cross stitch, Bridgerton. So it's got some treats and things in here. It's got the sidey papers, and then you've got a floss and a part of the chart in each of these envelopes. Now, I don't want to show any more spoilers, but there you can see the fabric, and the fabric is Forbidden Fiber. The fibers are Forbidden Fiber. Look at how beautiful that is on the box. It's just the attention to detail that these companies do. So, July is going to be Bridgerton month in my house. Now, I am running long for recording this on YouTube, so we will see if I get cut off. But we are circling back to some Angel Kindness cards. So these are Theresa Koget Angel Kindness cards. This one says, I think I just had this one not too long ago. This is the one from the cover. It says, forgive others even when you don't think they deserve it. You deserve the peace that comes from forgiveness. No additional words needed. 100%. 100%. Holding a grudge is never good. Makes you feel more rotten than the other person. The other person's like, what are you going to be mad about? Anywho, I hope you have a great week ahead. I hope you get some stitching in. I will see you next Friday. Yeah. It's been a great week here. Lots of stitching. Got some more stitching coming this next week. A lot of the same projects. June has been kind of a monogamous month between a few projects. Anyhow, with that being said, I will say and sing. So long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you next Friday.